Hello everybody, this is VG Time back on my boy Blaster Ahmed's channel. Here to share an update to one of my other classic Bermuda Triangle decks, Pacifica. With Fighters Collection, we are able to do some pretty disgusting things now. So let's get into the deck profile. Start out with Stride units. On 4 of the new Twinkle Happiness Pacifica. Now, what she does exactly is once per turn, you can counterblast 1 and choose a persona flip it. If you have a heart with Pacifica in its name, you could choose up to one of your cards, or that's a rear guard, bounce it to your hand, and then search your deck for a card with Pacifica in its name. Then if you reveal 3 cards with Pacifica in their name that are different cards, so like Top Idol, Eternal Idol, Planet Idol, then you could give her a crit. So early in the game, on your first stride, you can have a 26k with a crit, which is hard for a lot of decks to guard easily. So, she's pretty good. She also, because of her ability, sets off other cards combos that trigger as soon as you get into Generation Break 1. Also run 1 Fluffy Ribbon Somni. She's on hit, bounce, call, give +3 to a rear guard. Also 1 Legend of the Glass Slippers of Mars. There's times where you need to reset your field and trigger harmony abilities and whatnot, but you don't have any counterbalance to use. It's rare nowadays because of the way this deck is, but it does happen. And then 2 Olivias. She's usually the final thing that you stride into to guarantee the game. She's amazing. She's functionally just a slightly better Twinkle Happiness because she has less of a restriction on her. But Twinkle Happiness could start out earlier. Alright, so let's get into the deck. This is a floatable piece. Your starter could either be here, which is First Lesson Akari, or it could be Bermuda Triangle Cadet Weddle. Both of them are very good. Weddle does not have the draw ability that Akari does from putting it into the soul and bouncing the unit, but Weddle cannot be brick walled by people trying to stay at 2, such as the Aquaforce Ripple deck. Triggers 4 crit, 4 stand, and yes, I do run stands. This stand trigger is awesome. When the Harmony trigger happens, gives it the ability that when it attacks or boosts, I can put it back into my deck. Return a unit to my hand, call a unit from my hand, so that allows me to get an extra attack in. Then I also run 4 Heartful L Fundy. She's a draw trigger, goes to the soul, give +3k to a unit. Not bad. And it does serve purposes. 4 heal triggers. I want 4 copies of Image Master Kokori, which is the Unflipper Perfect Guard. 4 Superb New Student Shizuku. She has Harmony, and her Harmony allows you to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and get a grade 3, which helps you to fulfill the requirements for Twinkle Happiness Pacifica. Then I also do 3 copies of Talent of Perseverance Shandy. She is the stride fodder, so you use her, of course, to be able to stride easier. And then here's the flex spot, again at grade 1. Sweet's Harmony Mona. It could be this card, it could be Prism Image Clear, it could be a lot of cards. I'm using this because sometimes you really need to bounce something. When she comes into play, you kind of blast one bounce unit. Now we start getting to the unit that makes the deck all possible. Friend of the Sun America. Now just so you know exactly what she does. When she is returned to your hand from rearguard, if you have a Vanguard with Pacifica in its card name, search your deck for up to 1 card with Pacifica in its card name and reveal it to your opponent. Put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. Then you may choose up to 3 cards with Pacifica in its card name from your hand and reveal them. If you reveal 3 cards and all the revealed cards have different card names, you can countercharge 1, soul charge 1, and choose up to 1 of your units and it gets plus 5k. This might possibly be my favorite unit in the entire game. She makes so many abilities free that should never be free. Prime example of one of those abilities is this. You could, as long as you have the 3 Pacificas in your hand, you could play her, counterblast 1, bounce her, thin out your deck a card, countercharge 1, soul charge 1, give her roll 5k, play her again. Free. That doesn't even make sense. She also combos with Twinkle Happiness Pacifica. You could, if you know you're going to get the 3rd Pacifica piece off of Twinkle Happiness on effect, you could bounce her with Twinkle Happiness, get the 3rd piece, get quick Twinkle Happiness to crit, then search out another piece with her, reveal the 3, and unflip the damage. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if the drugs that Wuxi wrote is really, really good.
I think it's that good.
But that might just be up there. And the next card also combos with it a little too well. There you go. Admired Sparkle Spica. She makes Spica's ability free. Again, it doesn't make sense. So, only thing you need to do, let's set up a scenario for you, okay? Let's set up the scenario for you. Okay, so you have a random Pacifica at Vanguard. You could be like, attack 9 to a rear guard, take out an interceptor. They go, okay, whatever, they guard it or they don't. You then attack with Spike and counterblast 1. Now, they can't just go ahead and start guarding, because you could go bounce, call, give her +3, harmony, countercharge, soul charge, and then you can choose whether or not you want this roll to be 21k or bump this roll up to 21k. See, that don't even make sense. So let's say you chose to bump this roll up to 21k, that could make the hit happen, or that could make the hit happen. Doesn't really matter. Either way you hit. And then you go swing. If you happen to hit, actually, you can go here. Bam. Now you hit 16. Boom, on top of the deck. Oh. Bounce. Call. Unflip damage. Soul charge. Plus 5k here. You get yet another attack. It's so filthy. It's filthy.
Yep.
Then we have the 12k attacker for Pacificas, who are very good. She's only at 3 because you only want to really ride her or tutor for her with one of the Pacifica's effects. And now we come to the grade 3s. We start out with 3 Top Idol Pacifica. This is the original Pacifica, and a lot of people flame her because she's a 10K Vanguard. What people don't realize though is that in this deck, with the amount of unflipping you have, she is one of the best rearguard grade 3s you can have, because people see the card, they think they know what the card does, and they don't pay attention. Then, it happened to me the other day, just threw 2 on a rearguard. Had a booster, swung, guy was like, nah, swung, guy was like, okay, whatever, I have a damage to give. And then I was like, ha, Mega Blast. Hold up, it does that? Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Because we forgot.
Yeah.
And the salt on his face was so real. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful sight.
Just needed Mr. Invisible to make it more dumb.
You don't need Invincible because you got Homegirl right here. She unflips damage and soul charge. I had 8 soul on my second stride. Just saying. For Planet Idol Pacifica, she is your break ride unit. She's cool because she also allows you on the break ride to give your Vanguard plus 10K, but the really thing that's cool about it is that she combos well with Top Idol, and that if you happen to ride an Eternal Idol over her, you could put the Top Idol into the soul, bounce this to your hand, and then bounce the unit on the field for a counterblast 1. What unit are you bouncing? Oh, look at that. It is free. I'm saying, good drugs up at Bushiroad. Good drugs.
Better than what Konami taking.
Nah. Remember they had Dragon Rulers and Trick Clown. That took some hard stuff. And then Eternal Idol Pacifica. People flame this card too, and I don't quite understand why. They think her limit break is expensive. I don't think they really understand what the card does. So, this card, let me read it exactly to you. At limit break 4, you can counterblast 3. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 of your Bermuda Triangle rearguards, return it to your hand, shelf your deck for search your deck for up to 1 Bermuda Triangle card, call it to rearguard, and shuffle your deck. Okay. There's another card I know that says Counterblast 3, search your deck for a card and put it into play. Except for he's restricted as far as what he can search for. His name is Alfred. Nobody complains that Alfred is too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
She could search for any unit in your deck for Counterblast 3. But she's even dumber than Alfred because she enables the bounce effects of your Bermuda Triangles, such as... Oh look, she just keeps showing up. Now she's Counterblast 2, search for a unit, put it into play, and give it plus 5K. Again, good stuff they're smoking up at Bushiroad. Before it was kind of hard to get her off twice. She needed to have a heal trigger or something. I pull her off 3-4 times a game when I feel like it, because you know that's fun. And that's when I'm just styling on people and not trying to win. So it's great. I'm telling you. The only downside with this is that it requires a lot of knowledge of sequencing with this deck. You can't just be on autopilot because playing stuff out of order without understanding what you're trying to accomplish on that turn will completely destroy you. But once you start rolling and you sequence things correctly, I don't see how you could possibly lose outside of just bad draws.
Or guarding terribly.
Well, guarding terribly, yes. That's something that I have a habit of doing from time to time. Like, oh no, that should be good. Crit, crit, crit. Okay, that was just bad. But other than that, there's very little things that people could do to really get you. Because think about it, the way that a lot of people deal with a deck nowadays is try to do that either such a strong early game, like a good grade 2 game, that they lock you out. And sometimes they try to stay on grade 2, like certain builds or ripples. Well, that doesn't really work against this deck because you have limit break. So you're not worried about them staying on 2 and your deck dying because you can just break rise, start doing hot stuff. She doesn't require generation break. That's the other reason why she's amazing. So it just really doesn't do anything to me. If they go into 3, your strides are as good as anybody's strides in the game.
And also, if people actually teched in the limit break enablers while they're playing against a grade 2 deck that's trying to stay on grade 2, they could just jump and do what they need to do quicker and do more damage. Like if Deep Dimensional Police was going against Ripple on grade 2, they called Die Kaiser on Van when they did it, play their limit break enabler, play Shadow Kaiser, go Great Die Kaiser, they could really wreck shop right there.
Yeah, that is cool. Like in this deck though, because of the cost of her limit break, being Counter Blast 3, you really don't have to really do something like that, but I understand your point, definitely. I think decks now are built in such a way that they could be easily attacked by something like that, like, oh, I'm going to purposely not ride to 3 so I could have first stride and mess up your whole entire plan. Well, I have plans and backups to the backup plans. So it doesn't really mess with me like that. That's why I like it better than straight Harmony builds. There is Harmony units in here, but again, I like it better than straight Harmony. I like it better than Prisms. Duos is another story. I love duels. They just don't love me. I've seen people play duels and it'd be amazing, and they do some of the most degenerate things I've ever seen. And then I pick up the deck and I never draw anything good, and I am always gray locked, and it's just bad. So duels ain't bad. It's just me with duels is bad. So I hope you enjoy this deck profile. If you have any questions about any card choices, you could put it down in the comments. Blaster Mez will get back to me and ask. And hey, maybe you guys will think of something I didn't think of that'll make the deck even better than what it is. Alright? Thank you.